Are we live? Yeah, I'm live. What is up, everybody? Episode 13, another episode of the Everybody and Their Mom podcast, the podcast that everybody and their mom is listening to. How's it going, everyone? Back at it again with another episode, another good week. No football this week, sadly. Week one of many to come. We had a whack ass All Star game. I didn't even watch any of this shit, honestly. I heard about it, like some of the like who was there. Like I don't know, but as far as the game went, I mean, heard it was whack. Didn't bother watching it. Saw some highlights, but nothing too serious. Um, yeah, just been studying, kicking it a little bit. Hang out with some buddies. Not a little buddy, like on Sunday, I think. Yeah, Sunday. Besides that, it was raining like hard last week for like 3 days. I was sick too, sadly. I don't know if you guys heard me last episode, but yeah, I was sick. That shit was. I was sick for like a few days, but I'm fine now. Weather's back fine. It rained for like 3 days, but it's cool now. Back to like 70s, back to 70 weather, 70s. But yeah, there was uh I saw I've been mentioning it in the past couple episodes about the new Captain America movie because it's. I mean, let me see real quick. Movie calendar 2025. So I try to keep up. Okay, firstshowing.net. Here, there you go. I don't. They don't pay me or anything. But if you ever want like a good like calendar of movies, go to firstshowing.net. Excuse me. And they pretty much is my go-to place to check like what movies are coming out. And I mean, its only competition, the new Captain America movie, was Paddington in Peru. And hey, I like the first Paddington movie. I heard the second one was higher rated than Citizen Kane at one point. So I mean, hey, I gotta watch it. But I don't think Paddington is gonna do is gonna break the box office. There is that one Chinese movie. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. Nija Two, Neja Two. Yeah, that shit. In China, that shit's already broken a bill, like almost 2 bill. It already beat what was it, Inside Out 2 as like the highest grossing animated movie ever. So that's crazy. But as far as like here, in the US, because that's mainly a China release. There was a limited US release. My buddy's gonna watch it. I think he saw the first one the other day. I still gotta watch the first one, but I'm not gonna go to the theater to go out of my way um, to watch that one. But as far as the new release coming out, okay, look, so we got the Monkey. I don't know what that is. It's a horror movie. Stephen King. Cool. I'm not watching that. We got, what is this? Last Breath. I'm straight. Okay, then we March. Okay, so that's February. Okay, what's going on in March? Right, March. Mickey 17. I'm actually interested in that, but I don't think that's gonna break the box office. Let me see. What's after that? Is it a Looney Tunes movie? What the fuck? Snow White. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's the biggest movie in March. Snow White. Well, I'm not watching that. Little kids might. I mean, you never know. Let me see. How much did What was the last live action princess movie? Let me see. Live action. Oh, it was Little Mermaid. All right, let's see. Live action Little Mermaid budget and box office. Let's see. That'll be a good gauge. Let's see. All right. It made 560 mil. Nice. That's pretty good. That is pretty good for a princess movie. You know what I mean? In the year of our Lord 2025. Well, it should come out 2 years ago. Let me see. What was the budget on this thing? Here, let me see the budget. Okay, so we got a gauge of that. 240. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't know if it made money, guys. Where's my phone? Jeez Louise. Did I leave it charging? Damn it, I can't do math off the top of my head like that. Oh well. Shit. Where did my phone go, guys? This is a fail. I kind of need my phone too for the video. You guys, oh, I'm an idiot, bro. It was right here. It's on my fucking counter. It's on my desk. I'm an idiot, dude. My calculator, do basic math because I'm too lazy to do. Okay, so 240 times 2.5, bro. It needed to make 600 mil just to break even. That should have made 560. That should lost money. And that was a Little Mermaid too. I think the Little Mermaid is more popular than Snow White also. Because Snow White is really old. That shit's almost 100 years old. Whereas Little Mermaid's like what? Like came out in the 80s, 90s? It's like 40 years old at most. Yeah, dude, like what's the budget on that thing? Let me see. Snow White. I almost typed in Snow Shite. Budget. All right. What is the budget? What? No way. Bro, this shit says $240 million to 270. And I have a what the fuck, dude? How do these movies cost over $200 million, dude? Like, look at me in the eye. Look at me. Look at me. Like, okay. Hold on. Let me back up. Imagine going into into the office at Disney, right? All right, and then you're like, hey, I got a pitch. I got an idea. Ready? Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I want to make a Snow White movie, but I'm gonna need $200 million. Bro, you got me fucked up. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. Oh my gosh, dude, that's gonna. Oh my god, no. I'm sorry, dude. I'm reading an article right here. It might be over $300 million for this. Fuck, dude, this shit looks terrible. Holy shit, this shit looks bad. Wow. Oh my gosh, this looks bad. I'm not watching it. Well, that's March, and then April, the Minecraft movie. Oh my god, that shit looks terrible too. That shit looks just as bad. Yo, what the fuck? Okay, I gotta see if they update this because apparently I know they're making Passion of the Christ too, but supposed to come out in April? No, I don't think so. Sinners, that's the one. Yeah, that one's coming out in April. The one with Michael B. Jordan. He's like a vampire hunter in like the 30s or some shit. Okay, making another accountant. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Making new Cheech and Chong's. What the fuck? Oh yeah, new Until Dawn. And then May, you got the Thunderbolts, the new Marvel. I might watch it. Oh, you got the new Lilo and Stitch, and then Mission Impossible, Karate Kid. Okay, so March it starts picking up. I see the sudden, okay, the sudden shift in March. And then you got the John Wick spinoff in June, How to Train Your Dragon, 28 years later, the F1 movie. Megan 2. Why do horror movies come out in June? That should be like an August thing, September to get ready for Halloween. Okay. June is stacked also. And then July, we've already mentioned. You got fucking Jurassic World, Superman, Fantastic Four. Oh boy. So summer's pretty stacked this year, guys. Really, really stacked. Then you got August, The Bad Guys 2. The first one was really popular. My little cousins watched that one a lot. Another Conjuring. Oh boy. September kind of falls off. Yeah, they're making Saw 11. Jeez Louise, man. Just enough is enough. Fuck me. Then October, we have Tron Ares. Okay, so I actually like the Tron franchise, but we'll see how that one goes. You got the Black Phone 2. I heard the first one was good. I gotta watch that. Mortal Kombat 2. I'm actually pretty hyped for that one. I like the Mortal Kombat movies. They're fun. They're not the best, but they're fun. Now You See Me 3. The first two were fun. Then you got the second Wicked for Good in November. We're in November now. So October's okay with Tron, and Mortal Kombat. Those like those might be hit or miss in October. November, yeah, we got some bangers. I mean, as far as like hype, Zootopia 2, Wicked 2, Now You See Me 3. I mean, it's kind of a older franchise, but and then December it ends off pretty strong. Got Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The first one did well. Avatar 3. The second one did very well. A new SpongeBob movie, a new Anaconda movie. What the fuck? All right. So yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at earlier was that. So if you look at from here, February to, I guess you could say, was it May? There's no like big like, whoa, you gotta go watch this one, guys. You know what I mean? So I I'd heard literally the day after I posted last week's episode that the new Captain America was terrible. Like I don't know if you guys saw here. Let me show you the fucking Rotten Tomato score on that bitch. Let me see, Captain America Rotten Tomatoes. Here we go, right here, bro. Look at that. So initially, I saw that number. I think as high as it got was like 53, and I was like, "Whoa, is it that bad?" Like, because I've seen some pretty bad Marvel movies, which we're gonna get to today. That's that's the hint to what we're doing today. And so then once the audience score came out, which because the critics get it from the premiere, which was like on Tuesday, and then they get to release their reviews like Wednesday. I think it was like Wednesday afternoon, and then the audience one was Thursday because the movie officially drops Thursday, and the audience reviews are coming out that day. Which for them by Friday is when it's set. And yeah, like by Friday it was like here. So I'm like, all right. I started hearing that it's not as bad as like the worst Marvel movies, but it's not as good as like fucking Endgame and shit. So it's like okay, this reminds me of like Phase One Marvel before they even made an Avengers movie. So like we got an all right film that at this point in the game feels like a straight to streamer, but it's not as bad as some of the movies they put out in theater. Hmm. So I was like, okay. And then what hit what was the final straw for me to actually go watch it? Because I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was gonna just not even bother. Was one President's Day, so I had the day off from school, and my a group of my other buddies saw it on Saturday, and they told me that it was actually like it wasn't bad, like it was all right. So I was like, okay, it's all right. I got time. I'll go watch a movie because, like I just mentioned, there's really nothing coming out till fucking May. Let's go back to that again. When like what's coming out from now till May? Let me see. Let me see. Okay, Mickey 17. I'm actually gonna watch that one because it's a new. Uh, I don't want to butcher his name. The director of Parasite and Snowpiercer. Boone. I'm not gonna pronounce fucking Robert Pattinson stars in it. Okay, I'm not gonna mispronounce the director's name. I'm not gonna do that to him. Yeah, that one. But that's not like a big blockbuster. Whoa, go watch it, everybody. No, that's not one of those type of movies. And then okay, what else? The Minecraft movie. Like I'm not gonna watch that. Like what the fucking Snow White? I'm not watching that shit. I got a buddy that might watch The Accountant too. Okay, I'll watch Sinners. I'll check out Sinners in April. Just I don't know. If I hear it's good, it'd probably be good. Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, they make good movies. But yeah, like when May hits, that's when I'm gonna go. I might check out fucking Lilo and Stitch. No, I'm just kidding. I might check. Yeah, I'll probably go back to the movies at that time. So that was the main reason why I want to go see that. Which then spawned today's episode because I've been teasing in the previous episodes that hey, I gotta start making a Marvel tier list. I gotta make a tier list because you guys gotta see where I'm coming from. Because you guys gotta understand, I was there from the beginning. I was there in the theater for Iron Man 1. I was there in the theaters for Avengers 1. I was there in the theaters for Avengers 2, Infinity War, Guardians 1, Endgame, Spider-Man, all of them, dude, all of them. I was there for every single one. I probably haven't seen in theaters like one or no, I think I didn't watch like Iron Man 2 or no, I think I watched Iron Man 3 in theaters. No, I didn't. I think I saw a different movie. Yeah. I didn't watch Iron Man 2 or 3 in theaters. Yeah, like a lot of those early Marvels I saw, just Iron Man, that was really good. Thor I saw in theaters, Captain America I saw in theaters. Yeah, I think it was the Iron ones because they just weren't that. Because at that point, I'll show you right now. It was kind of like the lead up to, well, Iron Man 3 came out after Avengers, but it's kind of the lead up to Avengers, and Iron Man 2 wasn't like even Thor 2 wasn't even that fucking good. I digress. But you guys gotta understand where I'm coming from, because you gotta see basically what I'm trying to what I feel is good, what I feel is bad, why I feel we're getting a lot of mid right now, and it's mainly just because they're making a lot of shit. The problem, what's the problem? That right there, Disney Plus. As soon as they started that shit, they started just pumping out movies and shows, and they just lost their quality control. Because before it was like 2 to 3 movies a year, and that's all you got, and you were kind of just left speculating until like what's the next thing, and most of the time you were wrong because they would pivot based off of either reactions, stuff happened in real life, or they came up with a different idea later on. Like for example, when Spider-Man came in, just like I know for a fact they were not planning for that from the start. It was just something that kind of happened, and it's like, yeah, you got to kind of go and run with it. Um, so yeah, we're gonna, like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna start from the beginning. So I counted. There's been 35 Marvel movies, and from what I can remember, okay, the ones that I have not seen in theaters, I know for a fact I didn't watch Iron Man 2. And then I don't remember if I went to go watch Captain America in theaters or not. I think I might have seen both of those on like FX. Those are like perfect FX movies. I know for a fact I didn't see Iron Man 3 in theaters. Bum, bum, bum. As far as the rest, I've saw every single other one in theaters except for Black Widow, but that one came out on Disney Plus, so I don't really count that during COVID, so I don't really count that. Damn, I even saw the Eternals in theaters. That was funny as fuck. My parents hated that one. Let me see. Oh, and I didn't watch the Marvels in theater, but shit, who did? Who did? Right? Who did? But every single other one I saw in theater. So there's been a total of 3, maybe 4 of the 35 Marvel movies that I didn't see in theaters. And shit, not to mention that, like I own a lot of these shits, like I like collecting physical fucking copies. Because I know someday when Disney Plus doesn't exist anymore, it's like, okay, well, I have my copies. And they're for me, and they're mine. Because you can't take them away. And I have a fucking PS5 I could fucking play it on. With the disc drive. That's why you get the disc drive, see? And now they're fucking Sony is becoming like Apple, where they think, oh, hey, I'll sell you a console with no disc drive and sell you the disc drive separately for like $70. Like, what? Fuck out of here. Ridiculous. So, yeah, always get physical. I'm old school like that. So, we're going to make a tier list. Tier list maker. All right. I think I have one right here previously made, but it's fine. We can take it all apart because I'm going to make a list for you guys from the order of beginning to fucking worst. And I'm only going to do the movies. I'm not going to do any of the shows because you know why? I haven't seen most of the shows. No, actually, I have. I haven't seen some of the shows. Like, for example, I have not seen Echo. or like Agatha, but I've seen Loki and like Wanda and like what else? I didn't watch Hawkeye. Like you know what I mean? I only like dude, I watched Secret Invasion and She Hulk. Dude, that shit was terrible. Oh my god! And basically, what I'm trying to say is the shows, the ones on Disney Plus, they range from mid. Like I'm talking like they're just all right shows. Like to me, the best show on there is probably Loki, WandaVision, what's the other one? Fucking Moon Knight. And all those are just mid, straight up. Like at their peak, they are mid. As then you take the whole show, not just like little bits and pieces, not episodes, not just parts. I'm talking the whole damn show, mid. They range from mid to fucking trash, dude. Like, oh my gosh. And then the way they used to release these shits, dude, they used to come out at midnight. And I'm one of the motherfuckers that does not like to see spoilers, especially like, when trying to avoid it. Bro, I would stay up till midnight watching these shits. They were terrible. Fucking terrible. Oh my god. And so with that, keep that in mind, with that, my opinion is the shows range from F to C's. So because to me, mid means C, satisfactory. 7 out of 10, like average. Like yeah, like yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's mid. It's fine. So to me, if someone says something is fine, it's the same thing as saying it's mid. Like it's just like yeah, it's acceptable. It's mid. It's fine. Yeah, yeah. Nothing to be hyped up about. Nothing to like, talk about. Nothing to brag about. Nothing to be like excited for. Like oh man, it was mid. And just not to be to get there, but uh not to jump the gun, sorry. The new Captain America, yeah, it was mid. Not gonna lie, it was mid. It was mid. Okay. I think I need to make another tier. Yeah, I'm changing my tier list right now. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So as far as the movies goes, I got my tier list right here. There's pretty much four categories for me in Marvel movies. There's the watch it one time and never again. Like, there's a few of those. There's a few of those, trust me. Like, trust me, you can watch them one time and you'll never remember the villain, who like what happened in the story, who were the side characters. You don't remember shit about them, and that's okay because you know why? It's not that important to really keep up with the whole story. Because like I said, there's 35 of these shit, 35 movies. Goddamn, dude. So yeah, like that's like I would say the bottom row. Like you can watch it one time and bye, bye. And then we got the mid movies. There's a handful of those. Not as much. Not as much, but a handful. And then we get B tier, which in my opinion is what most Marvel movies were at first. Because that's what made, in my opinion, Marvel on top of their characters, Marvel more competitive, more successful than DC was because their baseline for a movie was like a B. It was like, yeah, like that was a fun movie. It wasn't like the best movie I've ever seen. It wasn't the worst, but it was still, had good action, good effects. The acting was, was all right. It wasn't that's some cheesy lines, but there was still everybody brought it. And each one was kind of it felt like their own movie. They all didn't feel like uh the same story, the same kind of like situations, but the same jokes, but told with a different skin. They felt, like legitimate specific films, and that's what most I feel are most Marvel movies are, and that's what I felt like it was really good because that was their floor for a while, especially from like '08 to like 2012. But then from there, they had a lot of what I'm gonna get into their top tier. Yeah, their top tier, which is like their A films, which was their Like, yo, like you can't miss this one. And there was a run, I want to say from like 2016 to like 2019, where dude, every single one of their movies were just like A's. Like like you cannot like as far as hype. Sorry about the helicopters. Oh my god. See it passes over. As far as hype, effects, casting, um, I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of green screen, a lot of like kind of wonky cinematography. There was some cheesy lines, but dude, like as far as like they were pretty much like events. A lot of these films, and it was kind of like you kind of had to be there, or you're kind of missing out. If that makes sense. Um. So yeah, let's all. I'm gonna be keeping up right here. I'm making a list right here. I'm writing down 35 of these shits for you guys, and then I'm doing it in the order of when they released because I'm gonna take you guys down memory lane of exactly what the fuck happened. So we're starting in 2008. Iron Man 1, and it's actually really good. I rewatched it recently, and it's really crazy. Like looking back at it now, because Iron Man 1 was it became the baseline of what a superhero origin movie should be, if that makes sense. Because it essentially became the blueprint of what Marvel was going to use for their origin stories for their other heroes from there on out. Which was okay, you take character, usually, yeah, you take guy. He's got flaws. He's going to do something wrong. He gets into certain trouble. He has to overcome some villains. He gets the power. He gets the final form of his suit. He overcomes a villain that has similar weapons and or abilities to him, just in like a different color scheme. And then they win, and usually somebody important dies. So that's usually Joseph Campbell, the hero's journey. Basic story structure, not bad. Really, like I mentioned, a lot of these baseline of the movies were like B's, like 8 out of 10. Like yeah, like this is a good film. Like I would recommend this to somebody. So yeah, but with Iron Man, it was like an A film because you got Robert Downey Jr. Really good casting. The villain was like yeah, it was fine, but you started off strong. Started off very strong. Then you get to the Incredible Hulk, the first one, the '08 one. Which looking back at it now, I mean, I wish we had that Hulk back. I really wish we did. I really like. I don't know if you because at the time, people thought the movie was all right. Like, I'm putting it right now in B tier because shit from where Thor, I mean, sorry, from what Hulk has become now. Oh my gosh, bro, they neutered him. Like, for all intents and purposes, they turned him into a bitch. And that was literally like the last time until the fucking new Captain America movie, spoilers, where we haven't seen like Hulk like rage out. And dude, it's been a long time coming. So since we've seen that motherfucker. So yeah, just because of that, I'm putting it in B tier, especially because Edward Norton, Abomination, and yeah, it brings back good memories. So that's the first two. Then we have Iron Man 2. All right. This is when we started getting into the mid territory. The mid territory. So, shit, man. Even I'll be upfront. I saw this movie one time, if that. I might have to rewatch it again. But all I remember was it introduced War Machine. They recasted with Rhodey, and the villain was Mickey Rourke, who had these like wires, electrical wires, and yeah, it didn't really propel the story forward, in my opinion. Shit, I might even have to put that in the watch once category. But it had good action. But is that enough to justify it out of the watch one? No, I'm putting that in the watch once category because I'm not watching that shit again. I'm not watching that shit again. Yeah, I'll be straight up. I'm not watching that shit again. Yep. Okay. Then we get to Thor. Oh my gosh, the first Thor. I would put the first Thor in the mid category. I really do think the first Thor is mid. And by that I mean like 7 out of 10. Like it's fine. Like it's an average movie. The effects were good. I like the way Asgard was portrayed and everything. All the cast is all pretty good. Everybody brought in terms of acting. The only thing that kind of sucked about it was that he lost his powers for like half the movie, and he was fighting this like robot in this like machine in like a desert town. And what it leads to was better. Mm, yeah, I'm putting that shit in the mid category. I'm putting that shit in. I'm leaving that shit in mid, especially compared to like what's to come. All right, then we have Captain America: The First Avenger. Alrighty. Um, I rewatched it the other day and it was good. Don't get me wrong. It starts off good and then it goes kind of like after he like saves the first group of guys. So yeah, yeah, I'd put that shit in the mid category. I think it's better than Thor, but like I said, a lot of these are like sevens. Sevens. Shit, you know what? I'm actually yeah, I think I might move Hulk down to mid. I think I'm blinded by nostalgia right now. Nah, I'm still at B. B is good. B is good for Hulk. B is good for Hulk. Alrighty. Then we get to the first Avengers movie, and then we get back to the A category. Yeah, and I would say the first Avengers movie is better than Iron Man 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we had a total of 6 movies, 3, 4, 5 to be exact, that led to the first Avengers film. So keep that in mind. We have one A film, in my opinion, one B film with the Hulk, two all right movies, pretty, they were not bad with Captain America and Thor, and then one that I'm gonna watch like one time. You don't really gotta remember it with Iron Man 2. So far, this is pretty good. This is like you got, and then all that leads to an A film with the Avengers, which you can rewatch at any time. So one of the biggest factors with it being an A film is how hype was it? Did it surpass that hype? Can you rewatch it? Is if it's like if it's the type of movie that's on and you just stop whatever you're doing, and it doesn't matter what time it is, what you're doing. If it's on and it's like, yeah, let me watch that for a little bit. Like that to me is one of those just A type films, Avengers and Iron Man, and there's those other four that I mentioned. None of those reach that. None of those reach those heights whatsoever. So I'm gonna keep track of this. Alrighty. And then after the first Avengers would be Iron Man 3, which is one that I saw one time. Another one that I saw only one time, which, yeah, like, I remember seeing that. I think my dad saw it in theaters, and even he was like, yeah, it was all right. I remember it made a lot of money, though. It made a lot of money. But yeah, I don't even think it's better because the villain sucked. The fucking it was one of those movies where it was like a fake out where they showed you the villain like, oh, here's the villain, here's the villain, but no, the villain's actually over here. The villain's actually this guy. The villain's this guy over here. And it was these like they had like these like energy powers where they like you would like explode. You would like overheat and explode. It was fucking weird, man. Yeah, and then I'm still not over that shit. The Mandarin trash. I do think it's better than Iron Man 2 though, because It has a lot of robots towards the end, and there was like a pretty cool part with a little kid and Tony dealing with like how to basically be Iron Man with the suit. But yeah, it wasn't that good. And then we go Thor: The Dark World. Jesus Christ! I remember seeing this shit in theaters, and that shit was mid. I think it's probably the worst of those two. Nah, I'd say it's probably better than Iron Man 2. Yeah, it's better than Iron Man 2. Definitely better than. I don't know about better than Iron Man 3. I think it's probably on the same tier. It's probably equally in the same, in my opinion. Is no, I think Iron Man 3 is better. Yeah, Iron Man 3 is better. Thor 2, man, that shit was like. I was hyped for that one because it was called the Dark World. I'm like, oh hell yeah, hell yeah! Like I run a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that back in the day was Dark World. I'm like, hell yeah! I went with my buddies. We were all hyped, and I'm like, it was just okay. Like there was good effects and good acting because the cast in those movies is really good. But yeah, it was just like fake out death with Loki. It's just oh man. The like it was like these like these elves that were the villain. These like all white like elves. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like all white faces, like these like alien looking fucking elf things. And I'm like, nah, bro, this is not it. It's not it. All this shit was just leading. A lot of these movies were like adding stones for the Infinity Stones to just propel us this movie forward. So yeah, dude, like I mentioned, like a lot of these movies, they were mid. They weren't like the best, but then we get right here, which in my opinion is one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Oh boy, I think it's better than Iron Man 1. I don't think it's better than the Avengers just because of the fact of all the characters that are in the Avengers 1, but Captain America: Winter Soldier, that is one of my favorite favorite Marvel movies. Shit, superhero movies in general, dude. That movie's fantastic. It's a great film. Yeah, it's basically like a spy thriller with superheroes. Fantastic. I love it. Let me see, where are we at right here? Okay. And then yeah, from right here, so that was 2013. Because the Avengers, the first one came out in 2012, and up until that point, it was kind of like if you were a fan of Marvel in general, which was if you read the comics, played the video games, watched the cartoons, and then even watched some of the older Marvel movies, from like the Spider-Mans back in the day, X-Men, Fantastic Four back in the day. But those were like kind of like for the diehards, from '08 to 2011. But once 2012 came out with the Avengers, that shit broke out into the mainstream, and by that point, it was like, all right, it's on. Like these are events now. And then once we get to 2013, that was kind of like a letdown because you had Iron Man 3 and Thor, because they were still kind of riding high off of that Avengers hype. But then once 2014 hit, oh my gosh, bro. Because look at this. You have, like I said, Winter Soldier, which in my opinion is one of my favorite Marvel movies of our time. And then you have Guardians of the Galaxy, which in my opinion is one of the best Marvel movies of all time, if not one of the best superhero movies of all time. Shit. Yeah, I would. I think it's as good as the Avengers, in my opinion. Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I don't think it's better just because the characters in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 are just a little bit stronger. But man, that soundtrack, I remember to this day, man. The soundtrack to the first film of Guardians of the Galaxy got me through like an entire semester of college. And man, just I I remember just being like, "Who is this? What are these characters?" Having no idea what they were, had no idea what to expect. But watching it and coming out, I'm like, "Dude, that was really good." Like I had never been more surprised at coming out of a movie than that. Probably that and X-Men: Days of Future Past. Those were like, I was like, "Whoa!" Like those are really good movies. And yeah, I own both of those. Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy. I could watch those anytime. Fantastic films. Fantastic. And then we get to Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, which, in my opinion, is very good. Very, very good. I think is better than. Iron Man, and in my personal opinion, objectively, not as good as the first Avengers, and I don't think as good as Guardians One or Winter Soldier, but I do believe there it is on that same category of this is really good because it introduced Quicksilver, Wanda, Vision, introduced like further the story with the Stones, and there's another Avengers movie where it's an ensemble. It's a very very good movie. I recommend. And looking back at it now, again, it's one of those where it's like, damn, like I wish we could guess like one of these movies come out nowadays. I own this one too. I own this one too. So yeah, look at that. We had 4 movies lead up to Avengers. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, excuse me. And then for this one, for Avengers 2, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 lead up to Avengers Age of Ultron. And then after that, we had Ant-Man, which felt like a smaller film for the time, but I actually really like the first Ant-Man. I would put it in B tier. I think it's better than The Incredible Hulk from '08. But it's really a really endearing movie. I really like Paul Rudd in it, the family, Michael Pena narrating. It's really really funny movie. And yeah, like the cast, all of them just bring it. I really 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 do like Ant Man. I remember at the time too. My buddy was like, "What the fuck? There's an Ant Man." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Wait, what did you do?" I think he ended up watching it too, which is cool. I was like, "Okay, cool." Alrighty. Oh man. Dude, look at this. So, like I mentioned, starting in 2014, that's the run. 2014, that's the start of the run. So 2014, you got a right here. A, A, Ant-Man. B, right here, next one. Civil War. A, dude. Oh my god. Captain America Civil War. I just watched the movie the other day. Fantastic film, man. Fucking tastic. In my opinion, is better than Avengers 2. It introduces Black Panther, Spider-Man. You get both sides fighting each other. The only people you're missing are Thor and Hulk, but we'll get to that in a bit. And yeah, dude, objectively, I think it's probably better than. Is it better than the first Avengers movie? Probably not, just in terms of the scale. Is it objectively better than Guardians and Winter Soldier? Yes. Yeah, it really is. Yes, it is. Civil War is one of those where it's like, bro, like the hype leading up to that, and the fact that it met that hype because that shit came out. I remember that shit came out around the same time as Batman vs Superman, and there was some hesitancy because Batman vs Superman didn't deliver, but Civil War fucking delivered. And that's the thing with Marvel is they were one of the few like main brands like think Harry Potter, DC, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, like that's those other brands, Game of Thrones, where it's like a lot of these brands they never delivered, they never got got you the payoff that you deserved, that people deserved because they put a lot of their time and effort and into this shit and telling people, hey, I like this, you should watch it, and then just for it to live up to nothing. Whereas Marvel, it was like, yo, like you like this shit, okay, we're gonna make sure that you're gonna get your payoff. You're gonna get your money's worth, and then that is worth it for you to watch this shit. And that's how it was for a long time since 2014. 2014, like I just mentioned. So we had 2014, and then now we're in 2016 with Civil War. Oh my god! And then we have Doctor Strange. Oh my gosh, bro, Doctor fucking Strange. One of my favorite Marvel movies. Where are we? Right here. Sorry, I gotta move them up. Yeah, this one, like I mentioned before, it took the blueprint of Iron Man 1. So I would say it's probably in the same tier as Iron Man 1 because it's essentially the same story. You have like I said, you have a guy, a successful guy who's kind of like a dick, it's not like a dick, but like something about him is like wrong. And then because of that, um he ends up having something bad happen to him, and then with that, he spins that into getting some sort of power ability, and then has to then use that to go up against another threat who has a similar power ability as him, and then somebody dies usually within that, and then they win. But that's just the hero's journey. It's a very old classic way of telling a story, which it's as we've seen, it's worked. It makes a lot of fucking money. But instead of technology with Iron Man, it was magic with Doctor Strange, and that was like one of the first time where with Marvel where they were like, "Yo, magic, it's a thing." Like we know we teased it in Thor a little bit. We kind of said it was like supernatural or like space like science, but no, this is legit magic. And yeah, it was really good. Oh man, then we had Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Okay, I remember seeing this movie. I was so fucking high in the theaters, but I rewatched it recently, and it's really good. I just don't think it's as strong as the first one, nor do I think it's because it was one of those where it set up where like it's big like wow moments. You could tell it was really inspired from like Star Wars, especially when the reveal of this guy's dad. He was like, "Oh, I am your father," and it was like, "Okay, bro, like I've heard this before. I've seen this before," and it had the problem where there was just too many jokes at the wrong time. And it was a funny movie, really good soundtrack. The cast is really good. A lot of good action pieces, but as a whole, like the movie, it was just it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite Guardians film. So yeah, I would put that as like in like a B tier, just ahead of like the rest though, ahead of all of them that are in the rest of B tier, which I will show you guys at the end. Alrighty, on to the next one. Spider-Man: Homecoming. Jeez, man, we're already in 2017 with this one. I remember when that Spider-Man came out. It was really good. I would say, mm, it's better, definitely better than Guardians 2. I don't think it's better than Iron Man 1 or Doctor Strange though. Just because it it didn't follow that same formula that Marvel was doing with their main characters, but it did its own unique thing with Peter Parker, where that it wasn't really following. I'd probably put this into the bottom of A tier. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an A tier, the first Spider-Man. Just because the villain was so good in it with Vulture, just remembering now, Michael Keaton as Vulture. And then what I liked about it is that it took its own unique way of telling the story of Spider-Man that wasn't rehashed that it was before with the Andrew Garfield films, and that was already told before with Toby films. We're just like, okay, like we can already skip the origin story. Like we could just kind of have like a Spider-Man already exist, and with the fact that you had Iron Man in it as well, and the repercussions of it of Civil War, it's just a good movie. That first Spider-Man is really good. I definitely got to have that in A tier, but I just like the uniqueness and or either the ensemble cast of the rest of A tier. So like for example, I liked the special effects in Doctor Strange a lot more because I thought they're a lot more unique than Spider-Man 1, but they're all definitely on the same echelon of film, that same quality of film. Oh man, but this one is one of my favorite Marvel movies ever. Thor Ragnarok. Holy shit. I was so I remember being so down on Thor for a while because I thought he was like kind of like whatever. But man, I thought Thor Ragnarok was like the perfect mix of like Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. It was so good. Like the cast is so like yeah, fucking Tessa Thompson, yeah, Hulk, yeah, Thor, yeah, Loki, yeah, fucking Jeff Goldblum. Like, dude, the movie was so fucking funny. Like, I can't recommend that one enough. That's one of my favorite Marvel movies. If not one of my favorite superhero movies ever. It is so good. Like, fucking Korg. Like, there was a rock guy in it. Korg is so funny. Like, oh my god. Oh man. Okay, so that's the finish off 2017. Yeah, so look at that. From 2014 to 2017, I pretty much listed nothing but A's to the lowest of like B type level of films. So look at that. For already 3 years, we're about to go on four where Marvel wasn't missing. They just couldn't miss. Then we had Black Panther in February. Black Panther is a very good movie. I would probably put it on the same tier, same level as that first Spider-Man. I probably put Spider-Man a little bit before it just because of the ensemble cast with Spider-Man 1, but Black Panther is still an A tier. I only have some problems with like special effects towards the end of the movie with it. But other than that, like it's a really, really good movie. Black Panther. It was one of those where like I remember one of my college professors watched it. She was like, "Hey, have you guys heard of this one? I heard it's really good." And we're like, "Yeah, like watch it. It's good." And initially, she even liked it. So yeah, it's a good movie. I mean, the cast is big. Looking at it now, dude, you have fucking Lupita, you have Michael B. Jordan, Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker. Like, yeah, dude, like Daniel, yeah, dude, from Get Out. Oh my gosh, dude, this cast is huge. Yeah, it's a great film. Black Panther 1 is really, really good. And then we get to, in my opinion, the best Marvel movie, if not probably one of the best superhero movies, period, which is Infinity War. So, in my opinion, right here, Infinity War came out in 2018. That is like the peak of what has been Marvel. That movie, dude. The because look, we are how many movies in? Okay, we are leading up to the first Avengers. One, two, three, four, five, six. So five movies, then six into the first Avengers. Then one, two, three, four, then five leading into Ultron. So we had four, then five. Okay. So we're at 11 films there. Then we had 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We're at 18 movies that led up to fucking Infinity War. And the thing about Infinity War, man, was oh, you had the Guardians, you had Thor, you had Hulk, you had Spider Man, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Captain America, and his whole faction. Because, dude, like, and the way they told this story, which how they were able to use one character, which was Thanos, the big purple chin man, and use that one character to weave together all these stories together and have it make sense, have it be cohesive, and pull and to be able to pull that shit off with all these with that many American characters, bro. Like in my opinion, it hasn't gotten better than that. It hasn't been better than that, and I don't know if we're gonna get back to that point moving forward. I hope we do with Doomsday and Secret Wars. I hope that there's a chance that we can, especially if they bring back a lot of those old characters, like bring back Spider Man, bring back Ghost Rider, they already brought back Wolverine, but like, you know what I mean. A lot like bring back a lot. We get to Ant Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel. Both of those movies. Okay, I'm putting Captain Marvel in the watch once category, and Ant Man and the Wasp. Yeah, in the watch ones category as well. But I think it was pretty. I'm gonna put it in mid. Nah, yeah, watch once. Watch once. The villain wasn't good. The situation, like, don't get me wrong. No, I'll put Ant Man 2 in mid. Yeah, because the cast it was still good enough to save it, and the situations that they're in. Because you still have Giant Man. The villain sucked. I'm not gonna lie, but the villain sucked in the first one kind of too. But you still have Paul Rudd. You still have the enduring family. You have the ants, which are really funny in and of themselves. But the Captain Marvel, man, that was just one of the most like forgettable. Like, what is this type of movie? Yeah, but hey, they were able to pull it off in the end with Endgame, which to a lot of people, that pretty much is like where they stopped watching, like the end for Marvel. Like from there, it hasn't been that much better. It's just been like DLC. Uh, we finished the main story, and now since Endgame, it's just been a bunch of DLC. Some of it is hit, most of it's missed. And hey, that's really not a bad way of looking at it, because that's 2019. And like I mentioned, we had Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel. One of them came out in 2018, the other one 2019. And that was the first signs of the cracks of like, whoa, like what are we doing here? Like you're kind of like, first of all, these villains suck. The main characters that you're pushing are like kind of meh. Uh and don't get me wrong, the cast is good, but the situations and the way you have them doing just isn't that exciting. It's kind of, like I said, like you see this one time and never watch it ever again. And that was the first signs. But luckily, we finished off strong after that with Spider-Man 2, which, in my opinion, yeah, it's a good B. It wasn't as good as the first one, and the villain with Jake Gyllenhaal. Them going to Europe. It was like an interesting situation, but it wasn't as strong as some of the earlier Marvel movies. Far From Home, but still solid overall. Still solid overall. And then after that, because that was kind of like the last time that because he was so well, because Iron Man died by that point. Uh, that would like because Endgame marked the change for Marvel, because there was no more Iron Man, there was no more Captain America. Uh, the Guardians were gone. Everybody kind of went back doing their own thing, and then COVID hit in 2020, and that was when a lot of shit changed. A lot of shit had to change. And one of the first thing that changed was they started putting a lot of these fucking things on streaming, which sucked. So starting with Black Widow. Oh man, Black Widow. I saw that movie one time, and it wasn't good. I remember seeing part of it with my dad, and then just immediately like nah, like I don't even think I finished it. It was so bad. That Black Widow movie, man, it was just yeah, Yelena, fucking Red Guardian, like oh my god, I remember Taskmaster. It was just all bad. Like don't get me wrong, like these movies, when I mean by bad, like there's gonna be like below sevens. Like they're the worst movies I've ever seen, but they're definitely not ones I could recommend. Not one of those. But then you have like yeah, dude, a lot of these are gonna be hits and misses right here. So that was a miss. Then we have a semi hit in my opinion. It wasn't a hit in the box office, but Shang Chi, that's like a B, solid B. I think yeah, solid B. I like the martial arts, the art style, a lot of the set designs, the powers, the way like a lot of this, yeah, the way the color scheme was for the movie. I liked it. I liked it. But yeah, that was so watch. You'll see how a lot of these were hits and miss. So we had a miss, then a hit. Then we get to Eternals, fucking miss. Oh my gosh. I remember my parents being pissed at this one. It was one of those where they were trying to do too much, because there was like 8 or so new characters, and they're trying to cram it all into like a 2-hour movie. And it's like, what? Like, this is one of those, this should have been a show. And then I remember there was a gay kiss, and my parents were pissed seeing it. They were like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, "Dude, I have no idea. I thought this was a superhero movie." But suddenly we have fucking We Are the World on the screen. It was so funny. Like you had every like diverse person. It was like, okay, yeah, black guy, Native American woman, gay guy, white guy, Asian lady, white lady. Like, dude, like every fucking guy. It was crazy. I was like, "What the fuck?" And yeah, like it would have been better as a show. It would definitely much better as a show. So yeah, okay, back to miss. Then we have another hit with Spider-Man No Way Home, which, in my opinion, I'll put in A tier just because of the hype factor that that one was able to land. The movie, yeah, dude, that hype for that one was like Endgame level. I remember the theater was going crazy for that one when they all popped out from the port in those portals. I remember like I remember there was people around me just like you could tell people well in my theater there were people that were kind of on edge because they wanted to like celebrate, but you couldn't really people didn't know because it was still after COVID. And this one guy in the corner of the fucking theater just went yeah, and then oh yeah, see like the train, and then when Toby came out, everybody just went, "Fuck yeah!" Like, dude, it was crazy. I remember that fuck. It was insane, man. I can recommend that movie enough. It's a really really good movie. Okay, then we have like a semi hit with Doctor Strange 2. I like that movie. I think it's like a B, definitely a B. Better than Shang Chi, but yeah, Shang Chi was a good movie too. The only thing about that one is that it didn't live up to the hype because they set up a lot of like these new characters that just died really quick, and then they set up and then they kind of made Wanda more of the focal point where Doctor Strange was, it was one of it was one of those where it was like the focus is in the wrong area. Where again, you're trying to do too much in a movie where if you just focus on this thing instead of trying to focus on these two other things, if you just do this when I'm trying to attach these two things along for the ride, it would have been a much better movie. And like I said, it's still a good movie. Really good horror aspects, really good horror aspects, really good special effects. I like the way they use the powers and the cameos. They're good, but they're the payoff. Again, the payoff. There was no payoff there. Did not live up to the hype. Oh boy. Then we have Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh my gosh. I love the third Thor. I fucking hate this one. I I I could not watch this one more than one time. It is terrible. It is that bad. There's like screaming goats for like half the movie. There's like a bunch of little kids. It felt like a Disney Channel original movie. That one. It was so bad. The thing that pisses me off the worst is that you had Christian Bale and you wasted him. Just fucking wasted him. Yeah, just because of that, Thor is like it's in the watch once category, definitely. Oh yeah. Then we have Wakanda Forever, which I think was like a B, given like everything that they had to deal with. Uh, I don't think the Shuri, the girl, was a good Black Panther, but they're gonna pivot. I'm hearing some rumors and casting, but the movie was still good with Namor. Um, the action scenes are really good. Cinematography was solid. There was some choppy green screen at times, but the cast was all really really good. And considering that they were able to make this movie the way like as good as it was, considering that Chadwick Boseman died, the Black Panther died in real life. The fact that they were able to make the movie and still make it as good as it was, and they made it during COVID, yeah, it's like a B, definitely like a B. And really, the only problems I have with it is that the girl doesn't. She doesn't fit the shoes of Black Panther, but that's okay because they're gonna pivot. They're gonna go in their direction. Um, and they did what they could given what they had. But ultimately, you could tell it could have been a better movie, but it was still a solid film considering what happened. A lot of emotional parts in it. It's a really sad movie. I feel one of the sadder Marvel movies. And then we have just one of the worst, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. Ant-Man 3. Jeez Louise, man. The thing about the Ant-Man movies is they get worse and worse the more they go. Oh my gosh. And the thing about Ant-Man that pisses me off the worst is that, like, because with a lot of these movies that I was mentioning, like, you hear me saying, oh yeah, the effects weren't that good, the effects weren't that good. But with this one, dude, the effects became like fucking Spy Kids, man, for a Marvel movie. And, like, don't get me wrong, I like the Spy Kids, but, like, those are, like, cheesy, fun family films, not fucking blockbuster cinema movies that I'm gonna go watch at the theater and spend like 15 bucks a ticket on and shit on fucking Friday night. What the hell is this? The fuck is that? Hell no. That shit was terrible. Oh my god, I could not recommend that movie like ooh at all. And then we have Guardians 3. I love Guardians 3. Really good movie. I think it's one of the best uh Marvel movies since Endgame, and I put in that one an A tier. It's really it hits like every beat. It's good action. Yeah, good action, good characters. Damn, dude, just good action. Yeah, like the entire situation that everybody's put in is just really, really good. It's funny. Like even there's even a part with a fucking dog that's like so endearing. That's the thing about it, it's endearing. Yeah, endearing is the word I would use. Like I remember by the end of it, I was like, I even wanted to cry. I was like, oh my god! Like there was a point in it where it was so sad, and then now I'm just sad because the movies suck. Because we finished off right here. Okay, so we have the Marvels. Oh my gosh, I think that is the worst Marvel movie ever, in my opinion. Wait, what the fuck? I messed this up. Hold up, I messed up my list. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, yeah. In my opinion, I think the Marvels is the worst Marvel movie ever. I think I saw it at home. I didn't see it in the theaters. All I'm gonna say was there was a fucking singing scene where it basically became like a Disney princess movie, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? This is not cinema. This is not good at all. It was terrible, terrible." And then we had Deadpool Wolverine, which fantastic film. Do they have that one here? Yeah, right here. Got it. And yeah, I remember seeing that one with my family. That was one of the more funner, like more fun times in the theater. With that, yeah, like that one, it really did live up to the hype, if not surpassed it. And it even surprised me with the amount of cameos in that one. So yeah, that one another A. And then yesterday, I mean, yeah, like I was mentioning the other day, I just watched it. Captain America 4, mid. Yeah, mid. I'll probably watch it again one time on streaming because the what saves it is the ending. It has a good ending fight scene in the sea and against Red Hulk. That's pretty much what saves it. So, that's right here. Recap. The ones category. Captain America 1, Iron Man 3, Thor 2, Iron Man 2, Black Widow, The Eternals, Thor 4, Ant Man 3, and the worst Marvel movie ever, The Marvels. Then we get to the mid. The first Captain America, the first Thor, Ant Man 2, and Captain America 4, the newest one, mid. Then we get to the B tier. Okay, we got Doctor Strange 2, Shang-Chi, Spider Man 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Ant Man, Hulk, and Black Panther 2. And then we get to the best of the best, which the best Marvel movie, in my opinion, is Infinity War, followed by Endgame, followed by No Way Home, followed by Deadpool 3, The Avengers, Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ragnarok, Winter Soldier, Guardians 2, Avengers 2, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Homecoming, and Black Panther. So, one of the common threads in these is the better ones are usually ensembles or Avengers, meaning there's a lot of different characters coming together for one big story. Or they're combining different characters from different stories in one. Or they're just really, really good origins to start that story. They have good action, good cinematography. And the thing that kills me with these is that they don't take themselves overly funny to the point where they drive down the seriousness, where it just kind of becomes like nothing really matters. But yeah, it's been a long time coming. Um, I might do one for DC probably as well. It's just been something I've been wanting to do. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys agree with me or not, I'll put the tier list in here in the description so you guys could see the order of which I have the movies and if you agree with me or not. But yeah, I gave you guys over an hour this week again. I'll catch you guys again next week. Just gonna do some studying right now before I head out. But yeah, catch you guys next time on the Everybody and Their Mom on the Everybody and Their Mom podcast. See you guys later.